Good morning, YouTube, and welcome back to episode number 12 of my Let's Play series. Belmathuin here. Last episode, we got ourselves a whole bunch of shulker shells and some other goodies, but I kind of went through quite a few of the shulker shells, setting up an organization that I've been using for quite some time now. There it is. I usually keep a couple empty ones for loot. I keep stone, all the kinds of woods, some decoration and wood parts, and rails, pearls. I got a whole redstone box, glass lighting blocks, toolbox, which is just kind of random stuff that you might need. Flint and steel, some kelp to make water source blocks, ice to make water, obsidian in case I need to make a portal, conduits, but I don't have any prismarine yet. A little bit extra food. If we find a horse out and about, we can take care of that. And some packed ice in case we decide to speed up a tunnel. Oh, always a good idea to have a couple extra ender chests too. And this is the riches. This is everything that is hard to get / valuable. Got an extra elytra. We're down to 31 shulker shells. What is that? 15 shulkers. That's we might have to go back and fix that. I'll probably do that off camera. Don't want to have 5 episodes in a row of end city looting. Got all our gems, a couple of dragon eggs, and I went ahead and started digging out the wither skeleton farm. I dug out an entire side of it, 200 blocks down, and 16 blocks wide. And I also put down the nether brick floor, and I was getting decent spawns just while I was building, especially the blaze. They were lighting me up while I'm trying to place blocks. Luckily, I didn't run into any lava pockets at the same time as I had blaze shooting at me, or I might have been a goner. But we got ourselves 3 wither skeleton skulls just making the wither farm. So once I get the other side and put a roadway in the middle so I don't have to worry about the blaze anymore, I think this is going to be a fairly profitable little farm for us. Especially because it is single player. I don't have to worry quite so much about the mob cap. It's not as important to slab everything in the area off. I think this is going to be good. So today, let's see, let's stick these back in here. That's the one problem with keeping most of your storage in your ender chest like this, is if you leave a box randomly somewhere, you have to remember where the heck you put it, or you miss out on everything that's in it. Now, last episode, in the end cities, we used up most of our steak. That's not going to get us very far, and cooked salmon, just not as good. So I'm thinking today, we're going to take care of the food problem. We're going to make that a non-concern. And I think we're going to do that by digging out a little bit in here. I already dug a little bit of a floor out. And we're going to make a nano farm. Now 1.13 broke the old nano farms where you just had you just boxed this in with dispensers and put a half slab in front of it so that it was always dark. You can no longer plant on farmland in a low light I think it's below light level 7, which means the old nano farms are broken. But I was kind of derping around yesterday on my creative world and came up with something, and I'm hoping I can remember how I did it. A little bit of the classic design there. Do I really need all these tools? No, I don't. Oh, I forgot these things place funny. Okay, so you want to start with your farmland. And put dispensers facing into the top. Place an observer back here. Also facing into the farmland so it can observe whenever you place a seed. I mean, I suppose I could put that on top, but this is the way I think I had it laid out. And we're also going to want a block there for our third dispenser. A third dispenser may not even be necessary, but I have the resources for it. Might as well do it. So now we want to take the signal that's going to come out of the back of this thing and put it into that, into all 3 of these dispensers. I like to use a repeater because that'll because we're also going to need to put a signal out to this sticky piston, and that will keep the redstone lines from tangling up. Otherwise I'd end up with a clock right here, and it would just loop around the redstone and not hit that block, and not hit our dispenser. And that's not what we're looking for. And to get the top dispenser powered, this repeater is going to power this dispenser, which should power that redstone and hit our dispenser. And we'll throw one on top just in case. I think that must be why I had extra. So then we just put a block on the sticky piston, close this thing back in. Let's randomize it a little bit. There we go. And I think I want to change that up. Take a half slab, and we're going to stick it in front of the dirt block. Now this used to be the farm, would be it right there. You can no longer, let me grab some seeds, I'll show you. Oh, actually I should also hoe it. And as you can see, I have my water source right behind the dirt block. So you can probably hear my mouse clicking. I'm clicking and it's not planting. So I'll take that half slab off. See, now it's lit up enough. I should be able to place this down. And that block comes, creates the darkness that pops off the plant. And if there's bone meal in the dispensers, the plant should be fully grown by the time it does that. So let's load them up. Yeah, not super complicated farm. Probably not the best design out there. But for derping around the creative server for 10 minutes, not too bad. Alright, let's see this thing in action. Those are all loaded up. Our block's right there. So I just kind of belly up in this corner here. Aim at the edge of the farmland. And hold the button down. Probably not the fastest design, probably not the most efficient design, but we have a skeleton spawner. We can go get as much bone meal as we feel like AFKing for. Because with the mob cramming, we could just literally AFK at the skeleton farm and they would kill themselves. We wouldn't get any experience for it, but we would get the bones. So we have a source. Let's see, what was that, 10 seconds? I've got a stack of wheat. And enough seeds to replace what I used. And that's really all you're looking for in a nano farm. I haven't tested it on potatoes and carrots yet, but I imagine it works the same. Yeah. Again, not as fast as the old nano farms. And I'm sure if I tinker around with the piston settings... Actually, you know what? Let's put that on 2 ticks. The repeater going into the sticky piston, let's do 2 ticks. Let's give her a test. No, that didn't do it. Let's switch these 2 around. And then put it on 2 ticks. So it's a direct power source. There we go. That helped a lot. Now, because the pulse coming out of the observer is a pretty quick pulse, it has a tendency to go through the line and... Let me see if I can capture it. Yeah, and do a double pulse. And if it's if that repeater was only on 1 tick, it would have a tendency to leave that block out here. So then it would be left out. Then the piston would extend again and pull the block back, and then it would extend again, pushing the block out and leaving the block out, and then it would extend again and pull the block back. So that second tick, just that one little adjustment on the repeater going into the sticky piston, makes the block stay with the sticky piston. It's very helpful for that, at least. And that looks like it's going to be much faster. Let's see how much bone meal that chews through. Not too bad. So we're looking at maybe 3 stacks of bone meal. Maybe, which would be 1 stack of bones. That got us half stack of potatoes, almost a stack of wheat, and over a stack of carrots. Probably would have gotten us more wheat and potatoes as well if we had added that tick to the repeater prior to doing those 2. So let's see. No, we'll do that. Yeah, that looks good. Also, probably a good idea for me to light the area. Actually, we'll do it down there. Now, also, the main point of that was so that we could get as much wheat as we could ever hope for. Because our main objective today is cows. I just dug, while I was in my creative test world, tinkering around with that, I just kind of set up a 3 thick wall of polished andesite, actually, and dug out the center and tested out spawning cows in here, in the creative world, to see what configuration would work best to use the old trick where you put a dispenser down at the bottom and the cows start hopping because they're swimming in the water. We just stand here. Oh, damn it, I just killed I just killed the water source. Let's see if I can grab that. And this time let's not do that with our torch in our hand. Okay, so what I was saying, I put a dispenser down there. It's basically on the floor level. Actually, I'll dig in. I'll show you quick. So I put a dispenser on the floor level and a top slab right here, so it's only a 1.5 block gap right there. And I was hoping that would keep the cows in here and the babies over there with the water flowing through. It didn't work out that way. So I tinkered around a little bit more, and what I came up with, well, why did I put those there? So what I came up with was I put a fence post right there in front of and down one from the dispenser, and that seems to narrow that gap to an only 1 high gap, so the big cows can't get through, but the little cows are going to get propelled out between the water stream and the mob cramming rules with the big cows. Once we get say 20, I think I have it set to 25 for the mob cramming. So 25 cows are in here. We make a baby, that makes 26 cows in there. It's the big cows can't get out, but the little cow is going to get shot out, and he's going to wind up over there. And the thought is, every now and then, come in here, grow a little bit of wheat, push the button, feed the jumping cows, maybe even go up here, feed the jumping cows, and the little baby cows will grow up here. Just come back. Next time we come back in this room, we should have adult cows. We got some hoppers going into a chest. As you can see, I did some extensive testing with the wheat, because I built this again here, and then I tore it down before the episode so I could show you guys how to build it. Alright, so let's get this stuff out of our inventory. Let's get a water block. Yeah. Alright, so now we have a method of making the cows replicate. But we don't have any cows, which could be a problem. So I made up 20 leads. Oh. Let's stick those back in there. Yeah, and I used up some shulkers cleaning up our chests. We actually cleared out most of our chests. Just filling up those shulkers in the ender chest. I mean, that's a fairly decent amount of storage in there. What is that? 27 spots times 27 spots in each shulker. That's a good amount. Alright, let's see if we can find ourselves some cow. Well, let's see if it's night first. That's noon. Now, if we're lucky, there could be cows right over here. But since the camera's on, and I'm still drinking my first cup of coffee, probably not. Yeah, I'm definitely a big coffee person. My kids, if I tell them I'm still on my first cup of coffee, they'll leave the room and come back in 10 minutes to say what they had to say, because they know how important that first cup of coffee is. Wakes up the sleeping bear. And this could just be a bunch of derping and wandering around in the woods for however long RNG wants to make me do it. So I'm going to cut here, and I'll come back when I find some cows. Well, we found a couple of cows. And maybe a new shipwreck that I haven't been to, but we'll just remember that that's there and come back for it, because I don't feel like... Well, actually, I got a fence post I could tie that off to. Let's see if this is one I've already been to or not. Yeah, it looks like I have. Yeah, I must have dug down here looking for other chests. Okay, that's all the way out. Oh. Yeah, I guess I found that one too. Alright, so we'll take our cows back. And, it's getting dark out. So, slow and plodding, but probably safer and most effective way is going to be just to drag them through the water along the coast, because we have a coastal house. So I guess I'll be back when we try to shove them into the machine. And we're back, and getting them through the front door has been a little bit of a struggle. Not to mention, I'm just waiting for a drown to come up and start shooting me with a trident, or a skelly to come close. Come on, come on! This is your new home. Get. Nope, nope. Yeah, there you go. Where's that door? And bam! There we go. Alright, so now the trick is, how do I get them down there? Actually, you know what? The easiest way would probably just be to put a hole in the ceiling. Wait, okay, there we go. For a second there, I thought there was only 2 cows still. Alright, they'll take a little bit of damage, but as long as we can breed them before they die, we'll be in good shape. Come on. One less piece of wheat at dinner, and you'll fit through there just fine. Oh. No. Where's... Get off that pressure plate. Would have been just my luck a creeper came in because he had the door open. No. This way. Come on, come on. Alright, so one of these was andesite. And we'll go with that one. And there. Now, how to get them up? We may just be able to push them. And just for now, we'll block that off. Did he really? No, he didn't. Oh, okay, he's up there. You know, just in case, we're closing that. I thought he went up the ladder. I could swear I saw him going up the ladder. I'll have to check the video after this. I guess they don't fit through doorways that have doors in them. Come on. You are going to be the first part of my Longhorn Steakhouse. You should feel honored. No, don't resist. You should feel honored. You're going to be feeding us for most of the season. Unless I get a gold farm going and change to golden carrots, this is the best food. Alright, now the question is, can I... Okay, good, I can place a block. Honestly, what I should do? No. Nope, stay. We may need to rethink our strategy here. Come here. What were those? We'll get rid of that. So, a couple of half slabs. Get the lead back. So if I go half slab there, and down, then half slab, I should technically be able to push them into that hole. Yeah, that's a trick for moving villagers and other mobs. You can't push them up a full block, but you can nudge them up half slabs. There we go. Alright, I think this is going to work. I guess I won't need to take a trip to the gym today. They've done a pretty good job with the collision boxes for these animals, because actually, like, it gives it a sense of heft when you're trying to push these things, and it's pushing you back a little bit. So many little touches like that have made Minecraft a game that millions of people have stayed with for years now. On the surface, it's such a simplistic game, but there's so many just little details in it that breathe enough life into it to make people keep coming back to play. Including myself. I've been doing this for quite some time. Let's put our door back. Was it right there? Door button. I'll get rid of these. Plop our button back here. Honestly, I should have just had wheat in my hand and they would have followed me willingly. But I didn't think of it. So that's the idea. And I don't like the fact that I could have fallen in there. So wood parts. And we'll grab 2 just in case. Now what if I turn off the water? Alright. Now they shouldn't be able to get out. And I shouldn't be able to fall in. Perfect. Get out of here. I did not invite you. I almost just punched him. that could have been ended badly for me. Next time I went into the Nether, his group might have been mad at me. Alright, so I think that's food all sorted. We got a way to almost infinitely reproduce carrots, beets, wheat, potatoes. All we need is, thyme and bone meal. And we got all we need. And, there should be a little baby mixed in there. Yep, yeah, there he is. Hey, little cutie. Oh, yeah, I should definitely get rid of that. And, you know what? Well, we got the wood box out. Oh, we don't have a sign. Maybe my redstone. Let's get rid of this sand. Pop those back in. Alright, there we go. So, the little baby isn't popping out right now because with him included, there's only 4 cows there. Once that number hits 25, then any additional babies that I put in there will get popped right out onto here. And I've got, you can see I got a hopper in the middle and at the end here, just in case they grow up there and suffocate. Yeah, I think that's done and sorted. So our next project for today, other than sending this pig down to hell, so our next project is to grab our riches box, and we need a beacon. I've got 4 soul sand and 3 wither skeleton skulls, and I'm sick of digging stuff slow. Let's clean out our inventory quick. Otherwise, we'll get where we're going and eventually run out of space quick. Now, if you're wondering why I have the ender chests and the rockets spread out like that, it's so that when I have these shulker chests back in my inventory and I go to just shift click them in, they go to their spots as long as I click them in the right order. So as long as every spot here is full and I click them in the right order, they'll pop back up and be in the same spot every time, which makes it a whole lot easier to find everything. I guess that's pretty self-explanatory, but anyway, so we're actually gonna go visit that pigman's home, because now we could fight the wither by making a long tunnel underground in some random spot in my world, but I really don't want to do that. I've killed a bunch of withers in the past in the legitimate way, and it can be a fun and exciting fight. You can die. I guess it just depends on how many risks you take while you're trying to do it. It can be dangerous. You can lose items. But for the most part, for me, it's just I've done it a bunch of times already, and I just want my beacon. Now granted, we don't have very many blocks to use as a beacon base, so we may not get a full beacon off of this. But I wanted to show you guys this new trick I've seen. Now the kind of cheesy way in the nether of finding the 3x3 area of bedrock up at the ceiling of the nether, there used to be a spot in the nether that would, every time in every seed, every world, would have that. But no longer. They took that out. They randomized the bedrock on the nether ceiling. But I actually saw this trick, Impulse SV on the Hermitcraft server. Saw him do this. But it made perfect sense. They took away a 3x3 that was in a fixed location in the nether. I mean, you could still technically hunt for one. There are still some available, but it's going to be random per seed. And you could spend 12 hours digging at the nether roof to find one in your world. And if you need a lot of netherrack, I suppose that's a good reason to go mine a bunch. But if, like me, you don't need so much, and you don't want to spend 12 hours digging at the nether roof just to find a spot to kill a wither, then the portal, in the end, is already a perfectly set up one. Now let me dig out a little bit more. I mean, look at that. That's perfect right there. We want the wither's head right there. So let's see. I believe that's the block we want. Yeah, that looks like the center. So we'll go down. And I suppose we'll make that a different block just so it's easier to not screw it up. And if we take and make the laying down T like that, get up on our little staircase here so that we don't stand in the blast radius. Yeah, there we go. His head's stuck in there. He should stay in there. If he doesn't, then you know, we're gonna have a little bit of an aerial battle trying to kill him. And yeah, super loud. I'll have to remember to turn that back on after he's dead. I never understood why they insisted on the dragon and the wither being so loud. Yeah, I get it, big spooky sounds. Let's make it different than the other mobs, but we don't need to blow our speakers out with that. So we'll go. We'll try 21. So there we go. We have our nether star. Oh, we got a wither head too. Man, I love these things. Real simple data pack to install too. In fact, why don't we take that block out? And oh, you can't see it. I was gonna say we commemorate the area. Oh yeah. If you place them down and then pick them back up, they keep their texture, but they lose their name. So that kind of sucks, but I'm not sure if I leave it in here. Yeah, it's probably gonna get blown up. Anyway, I'm gonna head back to the base, which is nice and quick. We'll toss it somewhere in here. Where do we put that dragon head? Yeah, there we go. So what do we have towards a beacon? Oh, not great. Got all these emeralds though from shipwrecks. So let's see how many. So that's 8. So in total, what we need is I believe it's 2 stacks plus about 36 blocks. We're not even close to that. Oh god, gotta love the coffee in the morning. But I did do some mining, so I'll get these cooking up. Let's just take that right out. Yeah, it's not gonna finish us off. But that's okay. And these 2 furnaces right here, just continually going out, I don't know, once every couple Minecraft days, collecting the kelp, filling up this chest, has really amassed quite a few of these blocks. Let's see, I'll need a couple of more to top that one off. But I'm definitely gaining a whole lot more than I'm spending. Let's see. So out of here we need... Actually, let's craft these up quick. And clear that stuff out. And stuff. Alright, there we go. So I cooked up a little bit of glass earlier. And where did I put them? Probably in my tool chest. Unless I have some... Yeah, it's gotta be just in my tool chest. So I think we need 3 obsidian. Or another star. And 5 glass. There we go. Oh, I wish I had enough to make a full beacon base. I'll finish crafting those up. I'll leave a couple of stacks in there to refill the furnaces. And yeah, it adds up. That is a lot of furnace power right there. Each one of these blocks does 20 items. So you could do a pretty big glass structure burning sand with these. I think once this double chest is full, I might worry a little bit less about keeping those furnaces going up there, just on kelp. How many more? 1 more, and oh, 2 more. We'll take 2 more. Well, I might end up with a couple more. So with this, yeah, I'm not gonna hit the good beacon base. Took the glass in the glass chest. No, there's nothing else. I don't think. I don't believe any of these work. Diamonds would work. And I suppose since we're not on a server and we don't need diamonds as a currency, we could scrounge some together. So what is that? That's gonna be oh god, math on camera. That's gonna be 54. That'd be 62. So that those 3 make almost a full stack and a half. So I might be able to get a tier. I'll definitely be able to get a tier 1 or tier 2. We do have a bunch more iron that will trickle down in. No, not that way. That way. But I think we're gonna call that an episode for now. I hope I was able to enlighten you guys a little bit about an easy way to set up your ender chest, and a pretty effective way. It's very rare that I'm out and about and unable to find something in my ender chest that I need. It saves me a lot of trips back to the base. The only key is I have to have a silk touch pick and a end chest with me at all times. Usually a couple of end chests in case I forget to pick it up. And hopefully you guys learned a few things about new 1.13 Nano farms and how to get an infinite supply of steak. So I guess until next episode, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down in the comments below. If you enjoyed what you saw, well, if you made it this far, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can keep track of any new episodes I send out. And leave a like. It doesn't actually do much on the YouTube side, but it does make us YouTube creators feel all warm and tingly inside. It just kind of tells us that the people we're doing this for are actually enjoying what we're doing. So I guess until next episode, have a great weekend, guys.